Hey, what's up guys, Totallydubbed here, and today I'm doing a video review on the Kingston HyperX Cloud II. That is a gaming headset. I'd like to thank Kingston for actually sending me out for a review. It can be found between £60 and £70 on Amazon.co.uk and on Amazon USA for around $100 or $85. Due to the price variances, I'm going to be reviewing it at the £65 price tag, which is in between the UK price tags for the different coloured options. You can find them in black, black and red, and also white and pink. So no matter your preference, you can choose. In the link in the description below, you'll find the Amazon links. You'll also find a full detailed review on my website, so do check that out as it'll include pictures as well. Without further ado, let's go into what you get in the packaging, and I'll go into recording and sound quality tests as well. So within this big box, you actually get another box, which is a red HyperX one. It looks quite cool, I must say, but what's more interesting is what's inside. So first of all, you've got the headset itself, which I'll get into in just a bit of details with the build quality section. You've got a detachable microphone with a little foam tip at the end. You've got an airplane adapter in case you ever need to take it on the airplane. You've got a USB plug with a little control pod, which again I'll get into in just a bit. You've got a nice little carrying pouch in case you want to take it to LAN parties or your friends. It's also got a little bit of Velcro over here if you want to add anything else into it. I really like the inclusion of that. You've got your set of manuals, and you've got, more interestingly, a set of different pads. So the pads can be changed. The ones over here are like velour pads. The ones over here are like memory foam, leather-esque pads. So it's good that you can actually change it depending on your preference. So it's really nice that Kingston have actually included this in the packaging. So as I said, let's talk a little bit more about the actual features over here. So first of all, the control pod. So the control pod is pretty simple. It's got a little shirt clip over here, which is very useful. It's got a mic mute button over here, and then it's got a few different functionalities, and this is to determine the volume. So you've got volume of the headset and volume of the microphone, and then you've got the 7.1 Dolby-esque sound. Now the 7.1 sound I really didn't find useful. As always, I think it's just a bit of a gimmick. It makes it sound a bit more open and increases the sound stage, so to speak, but in all honesty, I just felt it reduce the sound quality, so I wouldn't have that enabled. When you have this, the HyperX logo is red, and if you click on the 7.1 button, it goes also red, which fits the theme of the HyperX branding. Other than that, the control pod is very nice. It's got a braided cable, and it's terminated by a USB. Now, the fact that this headset is terminated by a USB is actually quite a big deal. Some of you might overlook it, but a 3.5mm jack requires you to have a decent sound card. In this case, you can bypass any sound card, therefore preventing any sort of static noise on your microphone, and having the best sort of sound quality via a USB sound card. The fact it's got USB is a big deal for me, especially in terms of this is aimed for PC gamers. It's fantastic. If on the other hand you do not want to use the USB, you can always use it via 3.5mm jack straight from the headset, but the cable might be a bit too short. Bear in mind this is enabled for mobile phones, so in other words, its poles might cause a problem with your PC, but anyway, I personally say if you're going to use this headset on the PC, use it with this little control pod and the USB, as it increases sort of sound fidelity, especially when it comes to recording quality. Now let's move on to the headset. Now the headset is terminated on the left hand side, and this is also where you plug in your microphone. So yes, the microphone is detachable, and this is actually a really good thing. Simply because if you want to use a headset without being an actual headset and use it as a headphone, you can do so by simply just unplugging the microphone. Great addition over there, and the microphone is actually very nice built as well with this memory wire. Now, looking at the headset, the cable is not detachable, which is a little bit of a shame, but anyway, that's how it's designed, and it looks really beautiful. So, starting from the side, you've got the HyperX logo. You've got a red theme over here because it's the red, black and red version that I have. At the top, you've got a HyperX logo, which also looks fantastic and looks very well built, almost like the Q-pad, well, pretty much identical to the Q-pad. It's got a nice little red stitching on the sides, which again fits the theme, and at the top you've got nice padding which increases the comfort. Speaking about comfort, I found these headset to be very much comfortable, especially due to its memory foam pads. As I said, I preferred these pads over the velour pads, but anyway, these pads were comfortable for long periods of listening. However, one thing I did notice, just like the QPad QH90, is the fact that it does warm up over time. In other words, your ears do get quite hot. That could have been my experience, but anyway, that's one thing I should notice, and one thing you should note. On top of that, the diameter of the headset is really big, so no matter your ear side, including my massive ears, it still fits. So overall, in terms of the build quality, it's very good. It fits very nicely. It's got adjustments, obviously, on the side. It doesn't tilt or anything like that. In other words, you can't take it like a portable solution. But I can see people actually wearing this out and about. Might look quite big, but some people might still wear it. So overall, I think the build quality is very nice. And just to finish off, I should say, just like the QH90, you've got a matte rubber finish on the sides, meaning that you don't get any fingerprints, which is always a plus. So now let's get into the sound quality and recording tests.
And we're back. So everything you can hear right now is coming straight from the headset's microphone. As I said, it is plugged in via its own little control pod with a USB. So the recording quality, what are your opinions? You've probably got your own ones right now. I'm just going to share you mine. So personally, I think the recording is a little bit muffled. It doesn't quite give you a full range of the spectrum from the lows to the highs in terms of my voice. I don't think it's that accurate, but it does provide a static free recording, which is pretty much decent if you're going to be gaming. If you're going to be doing some sort of broadcast or something like that on Twitch, for example, then I think this is not going to be really the headset you're going to be looking for. But if you're looking for gaming, for example, like myself, I play a lot of Counter-Strike. In that respect, I think it's absolutely suitable for doing the calls and everything like that, because you don't need the most accurate sound quality. Nevertheless, I really like the fact that it's got no static and that the sound quality isn't interrupted by any other factors, and that's again due to the fact that it's got its USB input. Now, with the control pod, I'm going to adjust the volume of the microphone, and you're going to be able to hear it going down. I'm just going to put it back up again. Essentially, it goes up and down, and the adjustments are really easy to make. The volume of the headphone as well can be done, and I just want to show you the red button over here, which makes it 7.1. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, it makes it red, as I wanted to mention before. And now I'm going to also hit the mic switch button. You'll hear a little bit of a pop, but that's about it. So I'm going to... And then there you go. I was continuing speaking right there, and you could hear a little bit of an interruption as it was muted, but when it was unmuted, you didn't notice when it was unmuted. So I quite like that. I mean, the mute button functionality is fantastic, and I've got no real complaints about that. So overall, in terms of recording quality, very much impressed. And what about the sound quality? Now, the sound quality is very good. Given its price tag, I think it's one of the best headsets around for its sound quality. Not only as a headset, but also as a headphone. Again, £65, you can't really find many audiophile quality headphones out there which have this sort of functionality for you to easily buy. So in terms of its sound quality, just going through the spectrum, first of all, the lows. So the sub bass, where it's a rumble of the bass, I think was present. It was good, although it was cut off after a certain amount of time. Its mid bass, which is the real slam of the bass, was there, a little bit uncontrolled at times, but it had a decent slam, which means the explosion sounded fantastic in games, or gunfire sounds were really well represented. Moving on to the mids, I felt that they were a little bit pushed back, a little bit recessed, but nevertheless, I could hear all the footsteps, I could hear calls in games, and I just think generally the mids were decent, well, very good given its price, but decent in comparison to other audiophile headphones out there. In terms of its highs, I think it was one of the things which kind of let down the headset. I felt that it was a bit too rolled off. You did hear a little sparkle every now and then, but I felt it was a bit too rolled off. I would have just liked just a little bit more extension in the highs, providing just a little bit better sound quality. This applies to games because you can hear footsteps just that little bit better, but then also when it comes to music, you can hear that sparkle sounds coming from left and right. Speaking about left and right, the soundstage was decent. It was not amazing, but it was good in terms of like positioning wise. I could very much determine where an enemy was coming in Counter-Strike, and also when it came to music listening, music separation very nice. You could hear sounds coming from all over the place. It is a little bit closed. That is also the fact that it's because it's a closed back headphone. So it just really it was okay, but it was not amazing. Let's put it that way. So in terms of sound quality, it is very good. It's up there with some of the best headsets you can buy. But given its price, it is absolutely mind-blowingly good. £65 is amazing. The fact that you can buy this headset and have all these functionalities, you know, a good recording quality, well, decent recording quality without any sort of static noise, bypassing any sort of sound card, a nice little control pod, which is very much useful to use, a decent comfort and a very good build quality, and then the music and, well, should I say sound quality is above average, especially at its price. I think it punches well above its weight. So overall, guys, I think this is a fantastic headset. I've given it a 10 out of 10 in terms of value, simply because I don't think there's many other headsets, if any, that compete with it at this price tag. I think there's the SteelSeries Siberia's at 200, I think it is on top of my head, which is a good sort of alternative, but that's more of an open back headphone. So if it's a noisy environment you're going to be playing in, it's not going to be good for you. And especially if you want bass, then again, it's not going to be good for you. But if you want some sort of bass, but then all the other functionalities of a headset, the HyperX Cloud II is fantastic by Kingston. So overall, that's why I say it's a good value headset. It's got good functionalities, and I definitely do recommend it. Anyway, guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Hopefully you've enjoyed this review. Make sure you give it a like, comment, and subscribe. Favorite and share if anyone is looking for a cheap-esque headset to buy. And again, as I said, check in the link in the description for the Amazon links, and more than anything, my written review on my website. Alright, guys, I've been Totally Dubbed. Take care, and bye-bye.